Brittany Rener is one of these people that I always talk about. Online, you could be the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. You can be anything that you want to be, right? As long as you're charismatic enough, you can create an audience and have people following you. Well, Brittany Rener, she figured she was light-skinned. She had pretty privilege. And she could talk about all kinds of sexual escapades and things that she's had in the past. She could talk about all the athletes that's piped her down. And we've seen her go on to podcasts dressing scantily clad in little skirts with half a cheek hanging out, knowing that men were going to look. They even brought her into universities to talk to the players, right? She was just wilding out, right? Then we've seen her having meltdowns online with all her fake crying about not being loved and wanting to know her self-worth. Then she embraced Islam, right? And she came online talking like this.
I have not been on a date since I've been Muslim. Now, there have been plenty of married Muslim men in my DMs, and just because it's permissible does not mean I have to sign up for it. I didn't come this far to be one of several, so let's be very crystal clear on that. When you go without sex for an extended amount of time and you are honoring yourself in a way that you never have before, you really start to see where people are leaking their energy, where they lack discipline. And there's nothing more unattractive than someone who lacks discipline. I like my men disciplined and a little militant. So when you don't choose you, there can never be an us. A lot of men think I need more of something to feel more. Baby, you need to go deeper. The only thing that can quench lust is love. The only thing that can quench lust is love. Please understand that. And if you have so much love to give and you ain't got no one to give it to right now, give it to yourself.
So she claimed that, she was abstaining from sex and certain behaviors, right? But then we saw her hanging out with Kevin Gates. We talk about Kevin Gates that spit in a woman's mouth. We talk about Kevin Gates that claimed to be Muslim, but his behavior, first of all, he deals in music, right, which is haram. But he also deals in a lot of behavior that's not becoming of a Muslim, right? So she's hanging with him, but Kevin Gates and Aaron the plumber had a falling out, right? And it started because Kevin Gates spoke on Aaron the plumber saying this.
I don't think he right for Erica. I seen him talking to another and they went upstairs. And what? Stop jumping in front. Stop jumping in front of my You help me get this. You don't hurt me from getting this. Oh, bitch. If you would have walked off, I'd have been like, I ain't never seen my partner this happy. Whatever you doing, sweetie, just keep it up. You know what I'm saying? He really f***ed you. You doing all these out behind a hoe with key.
So Aaron the plumber, in full character suit, he responds to it. He's out there doing some plumbing work, got his hard hat on. He ain't no plumber. But again, these guys can be characters. He responds.
Rockman to Allah with Balikatu. It's your Bradesky, Aaron the plumber, Kevin Gates. I seen your video. All I could say is, I just try to be an entertainer. Same way you entertain on the internet, I try to entertain. I try to change the perception of these women. A lot of women didn't like me from Pop the Balloon. I was just trying to show that I stand on business behind my woman. Just because she's a single mother, that doesn't mean she's not qualified. Single mothers are qualified for me. I know most men don't like single mothers, but it is what it is.
So when Kevin Gates found out that he was Muslim, Kevin Gates decided to respond as his brother now. But this is the thing, Kevin. As a Muslim, you should never respond to him in the way that you respond to him in the first place. Because as a Muslim, there's a certain way that you should carry yourself, whether they Muslim or not, right? That's the way it should be in Islam. But Kevin Gates responded by saying this.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm talking to Aaron. I got your message. I got your video, brother. I did not know that you was Muslim. I pray that you find it in your heart to forgive me if I was offensive. But I think what I said was misinterpreted. What I was saying is I want for my brother what I want for myself. What I was saying is I'm never going to get in nobody's way or interfere with nobody from having their way with a beautiful woman. That's like if I see that the woman wants you or the woman wants somebody else and don't want me. Hey, she didn't choose me, so may the best man win. I'm not going to jump in front of that and try to stop that from happening. And then as far as what you said about the woman with kids, I don't have a problem with a woman with kids. I'll take a woman with 3, 4, 5 kids. I'm not tripping on that. They our kids now. But that's not my first prayer to God. I didn't say, God, please bless me with a beautiful woman that got.
So Kevin Gates responded and talking, saying that he don't have a problem dating a single mom. That's just not something that when he makes his prayer that he prays for Allah to send him a single mom. But he was saying he doesn't have a problem because Aaron the plumber was basically defending Erica Mena and trying to and all hell was breaking loose because Erica Mena, she's surrounded around drama and trouble, right? But Brittany Renner, she showed up to DDG's YouTube channel, right? His podcast or whatever it is that he has. But when she showed up with Kevin Gates. Now, her and Kevin Gates have some history from years back. Y'all remember Kevin Gates was just coming off stage from doing the show, and they were talking, and there was a lot of sexual energy there. I mean, it was just hardcore. Y'all remember this?
Hi, everyone. My name is Brittany Rener, and I'm here with the one and only Kevin Gates. How you feeling?
Amazing. Hey, thank you. Hey, this I don't care if you get this on camera. I just want to say thank you for being an amazing person, always living in your truth. You inspire others silently. They probably don't want to admit it, but you inspire me. Thank you so much.
And thank you. Let me tell you something. So my first Rolling Loud I did in 2019 is when I first saw you. Yeah. And you were actually, Will and I worked together, and you were the only person that I wanted to see the entire festival. And today in 2022, it still rings true. You were the only person I wanted to see.
Did you like what you saw?
I actually loved it. I actually love what I'm seeing now. Yeah.
So after this, we saw her in a lot of Kevin Gates videos, right? Behind the scenes, they was hanging together. And she has a tendency to talk about a lot of different people, right? And expose a lot of different people. But she never really talked about Kevin Gates. And I wonder, and when we see now, she was in the videos, they was kicking it, going back and forth. But we remember that he was married to Dreka Gates. But for some reason, we don't see them together no more. But we know she's not following him on any social media platforms. And he's really been kicking it with Brittany Renner behind the scenes, both racing them cheeks in every position he can, right? Then y'all see them when he made this video, laying in the bed.
Babe about to read me a little bit out one of my favorite little books. You go back. Just pick either way. You can read me the subtitle. No. I just like how your voice sounds reading the words.
You're retarded, babe.
That's how you test a bitch more until I'm revealing.
That's how you wait.
I ain't say that, babe. But
That's
go ahead.
how you
What's
wait?
taking so long, babe? I'm trying
Oh, you trying to see if I could read for real, huh?
Please.
Babe, I'm a good ass reader.
Let me hear.
When I was in school, I would always be the one, me next.
Okay. Why you ain't saying that right now?
Because I'm trying to see where it starts.
Come on, I'm paying attention.
The single most important practice in Stoic philosophy. Did I say that wrong? So how you say it? Say it.
Stoic.
More of the stories out there, fellas. It doesn't matter if this woman embraces Islam or plead the blood of Jesus. Listen, she can do all those things, but when a lot of these women out here, these former 304s and girls that claim to not be 304s, but behind the scenes are 304s, right? Claim to say that they changed their ways. When they meet that guy that they like, the guy that they choose, right? A lot of that stuff go right out the door, man. She came up and said that she embraced Islam, she changed her life. But you see, when that Kevin Gates energy showed up, man, all that stopped. There's always gonna be that one man that got access, no matter what she say out of her mouth, man. But Brittany Renner, just like a lot of these women, man, they do things online for attention and show. So she came on there. She says, first of all, she's a Muslim, so she shouldn't even be in the company of that man anyway if that's not her husband. But you're still going on to DDG shows. You're going on to all these kind of things. Man, they do this stuff They do this stuff for attention. So I tell you, a lot of you young girls, if you want to embrace Islam, don't embrace Islam because you saw Brittany Rener do it. Do it because you felt it in your heart to be led to embrace Islam. And when you do it the right way. Do it the way the book tells you to do it. If you feel like you're being led to the church, do it the right way. Don't do it for a man. Or don't do it because you saw some women online do it, so now you feel compelled to do it. Or you might be compelled to go into some type of spiritual system. But let the spirit lead you. Don't follow these entertainers and stuff like that, because these people are characters. She's doing this to make money, right, for the most part, because you can look at her behavior, behind it. She's not representing the cloth in the manner in which she should, right? So, like I said, Brittany Renner is still Brittany Renner, man. I mean, they do things for attention, to garner your attention, to make money, and that's all they do it for. Kevin Gates is running wild, right? He's claiming to be a Muslim, but he's not exhibiting the behavior of a Muslim man, and he's leading her astray. They laying in the bed together. So I don't know. I'm going to cut this video short here, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Don't follow these people. Don't look up to these people. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.